for one to come down from Georgia?
No, I have so many hats. I don't know what to do.
But you got a new one every spring.
You got a haircut?
I do. I've got them. No, I've not gotten a haircut. And I have personally cut my own hair for like the last 2 years, which I know it looks that
like
way.
Jim Nance's tie. You gave it to somebody, right?
You aren't getting even tan.
No. Anybody else want to give a guess?
You were so ecstatic with the play, you threw it up in jubilation.
No, that's a good one though. I like that. No, it's because we put headsets on today. So we want to communicate with the offensive staff, and it's hard to have your cowboy hat on.
Yes,
that
does make it
So anyway, I just thought maybe you were wondering. All right, what do you want to know? Well, know how it went. Here's how it went. We had basically two halves. We didn't play a game, but we had X amount of plays, and then we had a break, and then we had another amount of plays. The first drives started at the -25, meaning 75 yards to go. All right, so we started those drives, and quite frankly, there was a couple times where if we just would have put the ball on a guy, we might have had a big play and got excitement for the offense, but we missed some guys that I thought were open, barely, but just still missed them. And then when there was protection, when there wasn't protection, obviously a couple sacks and throwing the ball out of bounds, then it became bad snaps, and it became fumbles, and then it became picks. And the first half got ugly, to be honest with you. Second half, you start the drives on the, I think, +40, and then we do some third down situations, and then we do a red zone, a +16 drive. Well, second half was much more fun for the offense. Scored a couple touchdowns, kicked the field goal, made some plays. You know, got encouraged. Last play of the game, threw a little touchdown, so the offense felt good on the last play. So I wouldn't say the offense dominated the second half, but offense made plays and made it much more competitive than the first half.
Were the quarterbacks live?
Yeah.
Yeah,
did you
they were.
Yeah,
fully live. Just they could get sacked and all that.
Yeah, they could get sacked, and you know, one guy broke a tackle and spun out and ran. I think he still threw it away, but normally in a game where, you know, hey, that's a sack. And there's a couple times, it was I know Evan once or twice had guys bearing down on him, and he just stayed in there and threw it and completed a ball or two and still got hit, which was a good sign. Malik, I think, was the one that spun out of a tackle that looked like they had him. I know there was a cornerback blitz one time that we missed, and he had him. I mean, just no one blocking him, but Malik spun out of it and ended up not completing the ball, but you know, I guess just proof that a guy can move and create and make plays, stuff like that.
Everybody healthy after today?
I don't know. You know, I hope so. You know, I didn't see anybody get carted off, which is nice. I mean, I'm so involved in calling the plays and just going. Vinny, he'll hit me up and tell me what's up here the next day or two.
Can you tell us if there's somebody that looked good today among, let's say, start with the quarterback specifically?
There were moments. Evan did some nice things. There's probably a moment where everybody did something pretty good. I noticed a couple times where, like I mentioned before, Evan, you know, there's a couple third down situations where we were doing our third down situations. We went 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and then we came back, did 7, 8, 9, and 10 third downs, all possession downs. And he did a good job of standing in there and ripping the ball a few times. Gosh, I think I'm trying to think who threw touchdown passes. There was a couple. I think Malik had one. I hate to say that because I'm not 100% sure. But Malik and Evan probably had the best of it. Testaverde had a couple good moments as well. But that's about all.
For some of the top performers, would it be okay to get stats, or you don't want any stats?
Well, I'm not doing
no stats. Okay. Was there anyone in defense in that flash? Because I know you obviously mentioned some of the offensive guys.
So many. So many.
So you think the defense carried
early
the day?
on?
Safe to say they carried the day overall?
Oh,
even
overall, yeah. I would say for sure. If you went only second half, it'd be debatable who won. Offense would. If you say somebody won the drill, probably would say offense, but. Yeah, first half it was no question whatsoever. It was a combination of self-inflicted wounds on offense and just defense smothering them up once they started smelling the blood.
It's kind of not uncommon for defenses to win out in the spring.
Yeah, if offense dominates in the spring, I can promise you it's usually a long season. unless you got like a boatload of guys showing up in the summer. Some of the greatest offenses I've been around got their butts kicked by the defense, Florida State and Georgia. So that's not that uncommon, but it's a good sign.
What do you take from this one that you want to build on ahead of the next one?
Yeah. Well, just for these guys to understand, you know, that when we practice in the week and it's thud and we're trying to simulate a game, trying to simulate football the best we can and keep everybody healthy by not tackling, not cutting, blocking, and waste. Okay, is that when you do get in the game, you know, that's all good and that's important. But like I said, on that cornerback blitz, we for sure would have said that's a sack and that's the end of it, even if we're in scrimmage the old way. But as it turns out, we didn't get him on the ground. So Malik's got to know, hey, I'm talking about Malik Young, he's got to get him on the ground, you know. And, you know, so we got to be really fundamentally good at tackling. And then we got to make sure that we can break tackles and just function offensively. Just early on, there was too many, like I said, sometimes there's protection, guy open, we got a chance for for sure touchdown, and we just miss him. Oh, well, too bad. You had your chance. Well, that could have been a 75-yard touchdown to start the scrimmage. Now, defense is on their heels. The other way is like it's deflating for the offense when you don't make the plays when they're. So when they're there, you got to make them. When they're not there, you got to throw it away or make sure you don't throw a pick or fumble for the QBs especially. But guys just got to learn to play football without scrimmaging. But when we do scrimmage, prove that you can do the job, I guess.
Two more questions, guys.
I'm just wondering how Cade Weldon did, and also you talked about one or two sacks. Were there a lot of sacks?
Yeah, there was a good many sacks, I would say, at least 4 to 8. I mean, there might have been more, somewhere in there. But you are going 1s, 2s, and 3s. I didn't think Cade was ready, so I didn't give him any reps today. But next scrimmage he'll get reps. I didn't think he was ready for the moment yet.
Anything else, guys?
Were there any other early enrollees that were notable of play today?
Well, I mean, it's hard to know what Navon's doing every snap, but he's running with the first team, and that's a great experience for him. I mean, just imagine if he showed up second summer session and tried to learn and tried to get in shape. I mean, we're getting him in shape. He's learning football. He's playing with the one unit. He's getting communication from veteran linemen. He's getting coached like college kids gets coached. He'll be so much more ready in the fall than he could have been if he didn't show up early.
You feel pretty good about your offensive line overall right now?
I know we got more help on the way, which is good. We had a decent day today. And I emphasize pass more than run. I mean, I know Walton can run. I didn't need to prove that Walton could maybe take over a scrimmage because I know he can do that in a ball game. So I was more concerned about can our backs pass protect and can the quarterbacks function in the passing game. So I did more of that than run the ball. Okay,
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.